What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Rahamagandhi, back with some more choices that matter, and the sun went out. So, when we left off, we got chased by some people. I got arrested. I did some illegal things, and we're going to be heading to the temple early to check out the inside before the whole crowd gets there. So, let's pick off where we left. Sharon's mouth twisted, excitement flooding her face. Breaking into the temple, eh? Sounds like you could use a friend. I frowned, cautious of the sudden change in attitude. Look, I've had a ball today, she explained. More fun than backyard cricket on New Year's Eve. I wouldn't mind coming along for the ride to see if you could save our bloody broken son. I weighed my options. It would be nice to have someone watching my back. I don't want to drag you into it. Hell no, I need somebody watching my back. I ain't about to freaking get kidnapped a second time and probably be sold as a sex slave. Hell no, that ain't happening. Come watch me. I nodded, sighing. It would be nice to have someone watching my back. It would be a pleasure to have you with me. Yes, it would. It would be a very good pleasure. Wink, wink. Grinning ear to ear, she nodded. Oh. Did you see the did she see the wink wink? Did she see the two winks? Better rest out well tonight then, eh? Oh. Damn. Back in her spare bedroom, I readied myself for bed with a bone deep weariness. Damn, man. Damn it. I didn't get invited into the master bedroom. Fuck. I fell down onto bed, my muscles spasming as they finally rested after my long trial. Even though my body was exhausted, it took me far too long to relax, the events of the last few days playing through my head. Slowly, though, my thoughts became less coherent and I began to drift, finding a small amount of peace once more. Arc 2 completed. Wow, really? I was that close to completing Arc 2. I could have done that in the other video. Okay, whatever. You and 32% of players will be going over to the temple early. Alright, well, let's begin Arc 3. I guess the other one is join the festival. I'll appreciate a review later. I believe I already gave you a review though. Modi didn't wake me like I expected. Instead, the morning sun coming in the window woke me naturally and I yawned. I reached for Modi's controls, only to find it was not attached to my wrist. I couldn't remember taking it off last night. Someone jacked Modi. You'll be on the slab soon, motherfucker. I sat up suddenly, taking in the room around me and feeling around my bedding in case Modi had come undone. It never had before. Modi vibrated to get undone. He's like, nah, I'm not, I ain't being a part of you no more. Modi, you don't like me anymore? Is this what it is? The muffled voice of Sharon and another woman came to me through the door in the direction of the kitchen. I paid little mind to it until I heard Modi's electronic tones. Sharon, you piece of doodle. I quickly put on my pants and tore into the kitchen, scooping Modi up from the table. Sharon and the other woman laughed together. A second woman was a replica of Sharon but looked around 20 years younger. Her eyes twinkled as she glanced at me. I secured Modi to my wrist, feeling uneasy. What were you doing? Good morning. See, I still don't fully trust Sharon, but I trust her a lot more than I did. So I don't think she was gonna do something that stupid and take Modi from me, because I swear she'd be on the slab. So I'm gonna say good morning. I was just showing my daughter here your gadget, Sharon laughed. Chrissy, this is the fare from yesterday I was telling you about. Oh no. Uh-oh. I don't think Chrissy's gonna like me getting her mother in trouble, because I swear, the way that they describe it, Chrissy's gotta be Sharon's daughter. Because I believe that she also talked about her daughter as well. Yes, she did. Chrissy stood and shook my hand easily. Oh, what? Why was... Why was I saying that? That's probably your daughter. She literally says, I was just showing my daughter here your gadget. Okay, that is her daughter. Alright. Chrissy stood and shook my hand easily. Whispers in my ear. Bitch. She's a mighty fine gadget, that's for sure. She said, her accent less thick than her mother's. If you ever want to get rid of it, just let me know and I'll collect. Nah, you ain't taking Modi from me. That ain't happening. You ain't taking him from me. You take him from me and you die. I don't care. I'll kill Sharon too. I'll take both of you out. She turned back to her mother. I gotta go, Ma. I'll catch you for lunch tomorrow. The two women hugged and made their way to the front door. Leaving me alone, I tapped Modi's screen. Good morning, teacher. Miss Sharon borrowed me to show her daughter. It was fascinating to see two people so much alike. Yes, they do seem like the same person, don't they? I muttered, still muffled to have woken up without my little companion. Walking over to the kettle, I poured myself some of that cocoa leaf tea that Sharon had, knowing I'd need lots of energy today. She joined me, and I sat at the table. So what's first on the list for today, boss? It's a temple, right? Act like a tourist. Act like a tourist. Come on now. It's pretty easy. If you want to go anywhere, you better get moving, Sharon grinned, checking her clock. The streets will all be blocked off in an hour to be made ready. I'm betting most places have already started. I cursed. So much for having a moment to find my feet. I rushed to the spare room. In short order, I was dressed and ready. Sharon offered to drive me in the taxi for a reduced fare. I've been paying this whole time? Dang! I've been paying for this the whole time. Dang, Sharon! The first time she compromised on her prices. Come on, no. It would be wise, teacher. From the data I gathered last night, the crowds today will peak at midday and won't thin for several days. Oh my god. Miss Sharon would be an excellent mode of transport. I sighed and agreed. I had planned to walk the distance to get my bearings, but I was certainly not in the mood for a relaxing stroll. In short order, we made our way to the starting point of the Inti Rami festival. There were only a few death-defying feats by Sharon in her taxi. Modi's little face would have been green if the LEDs had color. Perhaps I was wrong when I said it would be wise to travel with Miss Sharon, teacher. Yeah, come on now. I had to agree. Head inside, scout around the outside. Scout around the outside first. Head on inside, I murmured to Sharon. I'm going to have a look around to see if there's anything outside that we can use. Sharon nodded and moved inside, barely waiting me to finish speaking. Shaking my head, I began wandering around the outside, looking for any other interests or grates that I could take advantage of. Several things caught my eye, including what looked like a cellular door at the back of the temple that looked like an add-on. There was nothing that I could investigate with the many people miling around. Huffing, I head inside. The opulence of the older temple was still there in the frameworks, but the newer Spanish church had almost completely overtaken it in an equally beautiful way. I played the tourist and poked around with wide eyes, fitting in with the rest of the crowd, who seemed to be made up of Americans. Yeah, a family of Australians took turns sitting in an ancient chair to take photos while laughing rowdily with each other. I briefly wondered where Sharon was, but trusted her not to get into trouble. Teacher, I found 2 exits that don't appear on the public plans I found on the internet. The first is a trap door that is located in the large room behind the altar. The second is a door in the lesser room to your left. If there is anything to discover here, then I'd suggest looking in those locations. I gazed around at the rapidly thinning crowds of people in the temple. While there were less people to see me, sneaking around it also meant less cover. At least with the trap door I could hide behind something, but it would be obvious that I wasn't meant to be there. With the door, it would be simpler. Now we going for the trap door. Go over the trap door. I snuck towards the secret hole in the ground, keeping a close eye on the people around me. It seemed safe enough. Easing the chunk of wood open, I slipped inside as quickly as I could, closing it behind me with a muffled thump, encasing me in complete darkness. Prepared for such a predicament, I pulled the pencil torch from my pocket and switched it on to illuminate my surroundings. Let's see. What's in here? A rustling in the dark corners startled me, and I prepared my fight or flight instincts. Fight or flight skills, but it proved unnecessary. From under boxes of paper and memorabilia, 2 fat rats made an appearance running towards me. The room had no other exit, and the space down here was only a little wider than the spare bedroom at Sharon's. I grunted, unimpressed. The basement always revealed the truth in mystery novels, but I guess it wasn't the case this time. I straightened and reached for the trapdoor again to let myself out, praying that no one was watching. As I reached up, the door began to open. I froze that same fight or flight instinct coming back. I eyed the boxes, noting they might be big enough to hide me. I had only an instant to decide. Motherfucker, we going for the boxes. An excuse is gonna get me killed. I dove behind the boxes just in time for the door to open, and I held my breath as I waited to see whoever was there had spotted me. A few steps sounded and then stopped near me. Rats. That Australian accent startled me enough to peek out from behind the box. I knew that voice. It's Sharon. Sharon stared at me, a sheepish grin on her face. Busted? Damn. Sorry, friend. I saw you come down here and I thought I'd join you. Cursing, I strained my ears to see if anyone had noticed Sharon's entrance, but it all seemed quiet for now. Modi lit up on my wrist and I glanced down. Come on, Modi, what you got for me? It seemed Miss Sharon's followed us, teacher. Yeah, Modi, it does seem like that now, doesn't it? It did seem like that. I scrubbed my face vigorously and sighed. At least Sharon was perceptive enough. Maybe I should keep a closer eye on her. Keep quiet and do as I say, I told her, keeping my voice down. She nodded enthusiastically, her face brightening as a wicked smile crept across it. Oh my god. Deal. Let's leave together quickly. We gotta get out of there quick. We regrouped within eye line of the entrance of the temple, blissfully ignored by everyone who was still around, tourists and volunteers alike. The festivities were fully in swing, and with everything going on, Sharon and I were just 2 bothersome tourists. What was the plan? What's the plan, boss? She said. Where do you want to go next? To that door. Teacher, there's still the second door that I mentioned earlier. You damn right. I hope that we can find something. I would be most disappointed if I could be of no help to you. I also remembered the cellar door outside. Maybe with Sharon accompanying me, I could get her to cause enough of a distraction that I could crack into it. I gazed around, checking out the volume of the crowd. This would be the perfect time for us to make our move. Cellar door. Try the door. Oh, Jesus. Let's try the door. I nodded, leaning closer to Sharon and keeping my voice low. There's another door that isn't on the public plans that we're going to check out. Take my arm. Ooh. 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 We getting close. Ooh. Ooh. I offered it to her and she hooked her arm in mine. Together we walked over to the door casually. Once there, I reached out and gripped the handle firmly, twisting. It was locked. Acting as if I was just leaning, I brought Sharon around to block the doorway as well, feeling for my lockpicks. Oh, you got lockpicks. Okay, good. We got lockpicks. With her there, I could pick the lock without anyone noticing, hopefully. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed a group of people wandering in, and I glanced at them wearily. warily. What I saw made me freeze. What did you see? A gun? A gat? A Draco? I don't know. Each member of the six walking in had golden eyes. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. A chill went up my spine. Oh no, they got gold in their eyes. Oh no. That does. Are we dealing with aliens here? They talked amongst themselves, and I suddenly became worried about being found out by whoever this mysterious group was. Maybe they're the people that chased me down. Continued to lockpick the door. Nah, we continued. We getting that door open. My fingers fumbled with lockpicks in my hand as Sharon tensed up beside me. Mate, I think we have company, she said, noticing the group near the door. And I swear on my mom's grave that those are the same brutes that tried to run us off the road yesterday. Ugh! What do you want from me? A shiver ran down my back and I redoubled my efforts to get the lock undone. I cast a quick glance over my shoulder to see that they hadn't noticed us yet. Quick, teacher. Ah, the lock suddenly clicked and the knob turned. Hastily grabbed Sharon, I surged forward into the room, closing the door behind us, and engulfed us once more in darkness. Sharon shook her arm, releasing herself from my grip. Well done, mate. Think this rotten place has a light switch? In the darkness, I could hear her brushing along the wall, looking for something to illuminate our path. Modi lit up on my wrist, and with dull light, I could see a stairwell leading down. Thanks, Modi. I reached into my backpack and pulled out my trusty torch just to be sure. Flicking it on, Sharon looked at it balefully. Don't suppose you have a second one of those? Just stay close and do as I say. Yes, stay very close. Something crunched beneath my feet as we reached the bottom of the stairs. Looking down, I was surprised and dismayed to find that it was a dirt floor. Cellar. We're in a cellar, I sighed. So much for finding something useful. Teacher, there's a cellar door ahead of you. At least you won't have to run into the golden-eyed people again. Grumbling, I knew Modi was right. I closed the space between myself and the door and pushed upwards towards the light of outside. Only to find the double doors locked, supposedly with a padlock. I swore passionately, stumbling back a step. Sharon suddenly raised an eyebrow. Looks like we're going back up to the temple, I sighed. Eyeing the stairs, she waggled her fingers at me. Not so fast. There's a false floor over here. I can feel it with my foot, she said. No idea where it goes, but surely it's suspicious. A hidden door in a hidden cellar. Have you never watched like any kind of like Vietnam movie where they have like the freaking holes that they cover up with the bushes, and the instant you walk over it, it falls? Have you never seen that? I don't trust that. I did point out that the cellar wasn't quite hidden, just not accessible. There was a dangerous light in her eyes, and for not the first time, I wondered why she was so keen to come with me. I weighed my options once more. There was a group of possibly murderous golden-eyed people upstairs, but there were no promises with Sharon's option either. Oh, good lord. Nah, we're going upstairs. I ain't going with that false floor. That thing's gonna kill somebody. At least upstairs, I knew I wouldn't be trapped. We're gonna have to try that cellar door on the outside. No, we'll head back up. We don't want to become more trapped than we already are, I sighed. I know I should agree with the woman, but look, that is really dangerous, okay? No. With a sour look, she joined me back at the stairs and we began ascending, our footfalls heavy. I dreaded what could be waiting for us. Oh, Lord. As it turned out, we didn't have to get that far. Above our heads, the door opened suddenly and a roadman with golden eyes stared down at us. No! 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 Sharon, do you have some kind of weapon? I froze, all instinct gone in that moment. Would he kill us? Drag us away? A moment passed and the evil grin stretched across the man's face. Uh-oh. He's gonna try to rape us. I know this man. I know that look. Slowly and deliberately, he closed the door on us until we couldn't even see an outline, and I heard a lock click. Oh, Jesus! Oh, no. No. We're gonna have to try the false floor now. Or maybe I can pick the freaking hat from the cellar door. He had locked us down here. Pick the lock, Sharon urged, pushing me that same light in her eyes. I shook my head. I doubted they would leave that door unsupervised unless they were truly stupid. It wasn't worth it. What was that you said about a false floor? What? Okay, alright. Now I gotta watch more ads. Great. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. What was that you said about a false floor? I indicated for Sharon to lead the way. She headed back into the back corner and started toeing around with her shoe, trying to find the edge of what she could feel. Moody once again lit up on my wrist. Teacher, I'm not sure about this. I'm not either, okay? I can't find any plans that lead below the complex. Perhaps Miss Sharon is wrong? She might be. Who knows? Sharon pulled the corner of a flagstone up, throwing aside the dirt and triumphantly revealing a thin and damp stairwell leading down. Oh, good Lord. Oh, just shining my torch as far as it would go into the darkness, I looked at the stairs with trepidation. I don't know if you can hear my fan or not. You might be able to, because it's doing like a slight little hum. But, yeah. Let's hope they aren't rotten, Sharon shrugged, and I sighed, trying to dampen my excitement. This could still lead to nothing after all. Yeah, it could lead to death. Teacher, I don't understand. I did extensive searches on Querconcha and have found nothing like this. Not everything is found on the internet, Modi. I don't know if that could sound rude or not. Might as well tell him. That. I understand, teacher. The tunnel was tight and I struggled to get the torch to illuminate more than a few feet in front of me. Eventually, I gave up and started going by touch, letting my flashlight hang by my side uselessly. You'd think they share this, Sharon grunted behind me. No, they would not. Hunched over to avoid hitting her head on the low ceiling. Tourists love this type of thing. What do you think they have down here? The stairs came to an end and I raised my flashlight again, looking down a long tunnel with an even lower ceiling than the stairwell we just come from. Sharon sighed dramatically. I have no idea, I responded to her questioningly, but it better be worth it. You know it. Sharon agreed in a colorful fashion as we made our way down the tunnel. Here and there I saw evidence of wildlife, animal droppings and such. I wondered if the tunnels would eventually lead us to the outside once more. Maybe. Hopefully. As if reading my thoughts, Modi piped up. I detect a small breeze, teacher. How do you detect that? What? Dang, you advanced. You are very advanced. I deduced that there may be an escape tunnel ahead. I relayed the information to Sharon, and she grunted in response. Let's hope that's not the only thing down here, or all of this was for naught, I responded. 20 minutes later, the tunnel opened up, and I stretched, standing to my full height. Sharon, taller than me, did so with less grace and more swearing. We found ourselves in a bulbous area of rocky walls all around with ink and carvings on each side. At the far end, there was another tunnel going down, as dark as the first. Inspect the carvings. I'm gonna actually inspect the carvings, and this is where I'm gonna end the video. So, yeah. See you guys in the next video. Bye.